It's the world champions playing the premiers in the perfect start for a football-hungry Melbourne, and the crowd flocked out to see it. Also tonight, highlights of other matches and Scott Palmer's punchlines. And the MCG clash between Melbourne and Fitzroy. The Demons reeling from a record grand final loss, but having won the night premiership. The Lions finished 12th last year, but under new coach Rod Austin, hope to improve. And a good evening to you. And at this time, every Saturday night football replay from 6 until 7:30. So we hope you can stay with us for the next hour and a half for your dose of football if you've been missing out over the summer months. Well, naturally, we start with the game at VFL Park between the Premiers and the World Champions. A crowd of 50,000 turned up there, and what a spectacle they got. Let's start off with the highlights of the first 3 quarters before we go to the thrilling last term.
Set it up, looking for Dunstall. Dunstall is against Gafer. Well done by Gafer to fist it away. The Hawks are there through Loveridge. He's got it, Richard Loveridge. He picks it up and he's hooked it back at the goals. Loose man there, Gowers, and it's a goal. No, it spilled over the line, actually. But a good effort by Taylor, who's moving well. Oh, well done. Starcevic to Kerrison for a goal. It's at half forward with Robertson. Now Morwood, smothered beautifully by McGuinness. Now Gavin Brown, the Morwood, who's having a magnificent quarter. He sets it up for Taylor. Oh, Taylor, a brilliant mark. There should be a goal coming up to the Magpies, and it is. Now here's Buckenara, had a good first quarter. A quick kick is to Abbott, to Platten. Platten has set it up for Dunstall. Dunstall at the back. Oh, yes, strength. What a great mark, Bernie.
Yes, tremendous play, Jason Dunstall. And Michael Gafer, and a strong mark.
30 metres out for his second goal, and I think he has put it through. Played one outstanding game in the Panasonic Cup games. To Kerrison. Kerrison's gone long. New in front, couldn't take the mark. Here's the chances. Alexander gets it across to Barwick. Barwick on towards the forward pocket. Here's Doug Barwick on the left foot. Hooks it back brilliantly, and he might have put this through.
Taylor with a big charge. What a mark! Brian Taylor right in front, 40 metres out. Gets his second.
Over the back was Krasiska. Always tackled very, very strongly. Here's a chance for Krasiska again as he shuffles it out for Gavin Brown. Brown wide to Robertson. They're playing loosely, the Hawks. Robertson, off he'll go. He should kick for Taylor. He handballs to Alexander. 50 metres out, the youngster. He straightens up, fires a goal. It could be another one. Yes.
He bangs it back to the goal square. Climb at the back by Abbott, no mark. Platten back to Whitman. He snaps and goals.
Over the back of the pack, a chance for the Magpies. Little Alexander's there. Can he pick it up? He might go for the hand pass. He swings around. He's caught. He's got play on, said the umpire. There's a kick by Taylor. And it's a goal. 48 metres, and will it get there? It's close. Right on the line. It's tapped back into play. Dunstall. Goal.
Barwick has kicked a goal. This from 55 metres. Almost kicks the air out of the ball. It makes the distance. And it's a goal.
Beautiful long kick for goal there from Doug Barwick.
Gary Ayres reckons that hit the post, and I don't disagree with him.
16 kicks, 6 marks and 4 handballs. What a great performance. Now, Morrissey will mark this. Uncontested. The banana kick at goal, and I think he's put it through. Miraculous goal.
Well, Hawthorn started with the first couple of goals of the match, and in the first 10 minutes the Magpies weren't in it. But the Pies came back to lead by 7 points at quarter time, 20 points at half time, and 15 points at three-quarter time. But look at the third quarter by the Hawks. They kicked 3 goals, 9, very expensive in a game which was going to go right to the wire. So with just less than 3 kicks in it, let's pick it up at the start of the last quarter. So the last term gets underway here. Can Hawthorn get straight and get value for their efforts? Well, they didn't get in the third quarter. Barwick's got this one on the wing. By the top third quarter, Doug Barwick. Up towards centre half forward. Perkins. Kennedy jumps on him. Manson fighting hard for the ball. Bit scrappy here. Oh, Schwab. Great desperation. And the umpire's going to ball it up.
Yes, Peter Schwab's played a great game for Hawthorn. Been a lot of fine players out there today. There he is. He just keeps working all the time, Peter Swab. It's at half forward for the Magpies, and a goal here to them would be very, very handy. There's Barwick, a clever tap on. Kerrison a chance. Open goal, a hand pass over the top to Taylor, and another one. It's his 5th.
There's a great start to the quarter by Collingwood. Duck Barwick once again involved in that forward move with a good long hit on into the forward line. Taylor ending up kicking the goal, but the good hard work done by both Barwick and Kerrison with the hand pass over the top. Manson also getting a pat on the back. And there it is, Barwick again. Kerrison, who has tagged Platten, ending up with the ball. Long hand ball over the top. Ayres was committed. He couldn't do anything else. And Taylor kicking his 5th goal.
Well, that makes it pretty interesting now. 21 points the difference. So it's quite a bit to come back. Cloak wins in the middle. Beautiful pick up here by Robertson. And he dashes through them. Tottenham met by Buckenara. The crumbs come to Anderson for Hawthorn. Good pass to half forward. Whitman. Oh, he wanted to play on. It's caught. The umpire says you can go back and have your kick done, but
He was off.
he was off. This one across to centre half forward. Cloak missed it. Comes to Kerrison. He fumbles. Dacos never fumbles. Wide to Turner. Collingwood full of running. Turner not a great kick up to the half forward line. Good capture by Manson, and he gets around Mew well. Oh, he's off like a 2-year-old. Puts it out in front of the new boy Alexander. Down goes Starcevic. Kennedy tries to break a tackle. Whistle's gone. Kennedy holding it. Collingwood free kick on the 50 to Colin Alexander, the first gamer.
Colin Alexander, he's gone short. Oh, shocking play by the Hawks to leave a man unmarked. No one near Mark Perkins for 30 metres. And he said, thank you very much. And another one could be coming up to the Magpies. Mark Perkins, out nearly all of last year with injury, could really seal it here as he kicks. It floats. And it is a goal.
Well, just the start that Collingwood needed. A couple of quick goals at the start of this last quarter makes the task very difficult for Hawthorn. And as you said, Peter, poor defence there by the Hawthorn defenders. And that may have come about because Perkins was a new player on the ground. Here's a kick for goal, first of all. And a good, long, accurate kick from Perkins. But as I said, Perkins a new player on the ground. And maybe the Hawthorn players just weren't aware that he had been brought onto the field.
And the Collingwood fans starting to find some voice now. That's a pretty big break. A shocking bounce by the umpire. McGuan. Play on. Dippia Domenico. Hurried boot to ball, but doesn't clear the pack. Comes to Kennedy. Hawthorn will need to be brilliant to get up and win from here. Gowers takes the mark just inside 50. Mind you, they were brilliant in the 3rd quarter, but didn't get value. So it's not all over yet. Andrew Gowers from about 48 metres. Hasn't made the distance. Cloak pumps through for a behind.
Richard Loveridge taken off the ground. I'm sure he just didn't tackle hard enough in that first couple of minutes, and I think Alan Jeans would have seen that.
Pritchard back on.
And straight off. There's Mrakov. Bring it back into play. The Magpies have been in front nearly all day except for the first couple of minutes of the game. There's the brilliant Dacos from half back onto the left foot off the side of the boot. Peter Swab sets himself and he's taken a strong mark at half back. He's been a good pass, Swab. He hooks it back to Platten. He's going to give the hand pass. Now he does to Anderson. Anderson should look for Dunstall. He does. Dunstall out in front of Gafer. Oh, it's into his back. It was a freak. It might have been up the field, actually, I think. And it was against James Manson.
Yeah.
Dunstall has kicked and he's arguing with umpiring Clayton. And Dunstall's kicked very, very poorly today. 4 goals, 5 he's kicked, and if ever they need one, the Hawks, it's this. He's 35 metres out. It's a shocker again. He's hooked it badly, but it's a mark to Morrison. And he's on an acute angle. He might run round here.
Gee, David Cloak give Manson a tongue lashing there.
Well, he's on the boundary, as you can see. I wouldn't be surprised if he runs out and hooks it in. He does that, hooks it high, and he might have put this through. He has.
Where do millions of jets, helicopters, planes, trains and trucks go when they're low on fuel? The same place you do. BP. BP on the move.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Australia's biggest, the annual Home Improvement and Furniture Show. The show with an enormous range of renovating ideas and new products. For kitchen, bathroom, living room, extensions, and even do-it-yourself. It's the Home Improvement and Furniture Show with the largest range of furniture you've ever seen. And it's the show with a massive range of wood heaters. The big, big, big Home Improvement and Furniture Show, on soon at the Exhibition Building.
Now there's a product to positively reduce oil consumption and exhaust smoking. Wins Charge. The long-chain polymer in Charge boosts oil viscosity. This reduces oil consumption and ugly exhaust smoking. Wins Charge also reduces wear, quiets noisy engines and improves performance. Add Wins Charge to your car's engine today, because when it's Wins, it works. From leading service stations and auto stores.
At the Melbourne Big, we believe there are better ways to do things. We leave listings open for months longer to make the most up-to-date buying guide available. We keep in touch with our customers to stop dead listings. We combine classifications and use bigger print to make the book easier to use. We didn't have to be Einsteins to know how to list all Melbourne's businesses in one volume. We might not look big, but when it comes to big thinking, we outweigh the heavyweight every time. The Melbourne Big. We're too smart to be thick.
Look, the engine just won't start. Can you come and pick me up, please?
Sure. Come on, kids, let's go rescue Dad.
The Mitsubishi Colt. Fun to drive, incredible value and economy, and so dependable and reliable.
Hi there, need a lift?
Very funny.
I suppose we better get a tow.
Or another Colt.
It's your show.
Morrissey's kicked two clever goals, one a banana kick with the outside of his boot and one a hook round with the inside. Back in the centre, 20 points the difference. Abbott to Di Domenico, to Platten. Quick exchange here. Mew had no time to get rid of it. Comes to Robertson. Off the left boot, up to centre half forward. Schwab again, went the punch, might have even attempted to mark that one. Comes to Barwick, grabbed by Anderson, play on. Barwick's got it, keeps it in, hooks it back, clever football. Just knocked away from Starcevic. Comes to Mew, high kick. Abbott charges at it, gets there on the half volley. With him is Pritchard, cloak over his head. Abbott back to Platten. This is not over yet. Platten through the centre, up towards half forward. One out is Gowers with Christian. Still a chance for Gowers. He pops it up for Dunstall, being held again. There's no free kick, but it could be a goal yet to Morrissey. Another one.
Well,
I can't believe it.
You're right, Peter. There's no doubt it was a free kick to Jason Dunstall, being held obviously by the Guernsey by Michael Gaffer. But, well, it turned out okay for Hawthorn, but well, you wonder how an umpire can
just
miss that
can't
decision.
believe it.
Just have a look at that again.
Have a look at this next free kick. Look at this.
Well, we didn't see the worst of the holding there. But it did happen before the ball got down there, and maybe the umpire was looking at the ball instead of what was seen further downfield.
Well, I was just amazed. I just couldn't believe the umpire could miss it. But still, it's a real ball game now, as we see Cloak getting it down. Oh, brilliant skills. It's a free kick to Dacos. Too high, and he's the man. When they're in trouble, he can really lift them, Dacos. Not that they're in trouble yet, but the Hawks will come back at them cleverly over the top by Turner to Saunders. Here's a chance as we see Perkins. Oh, the fumble is by Saunders. He'll be caught. No, he shuffles away from the tackle. Off the side of the boot. Gary Ayres charges after it, and over the line it beats him. But the difference now is 14 points, and the way Hawthorn play, that's nothing.
Now they've still got a fight on their hands, Collingwood.
They could really do with a steadier here.
Abbott and Manson. This is where he is in the Costello. Collins, well played. To Anderson. Runs up to centre half back, puts it out to the wing. Condon. Support by Tuck. Oh, beautifully taken away by Tuddenham. Caught by Tuck. All Hawthorn there. Pritchard picks up. Gets the hand pass away to Condon. The whistle's gone behind play. It's coming back here. The umpire's giving Collingwood a free kick to Robertson against Tuck. Is it?
Well, he said he was holding him after he got rid of the ball to Tuddenham. He punched it away, he said, and then he was held.
Yep, that's exactly right, Peter, and you cannot do that.
And there's Tuddenham. He's hooked it back to the pocket, and this could go out. It does. We have 18 and a half minutes of play left in this final quarter, so, Bernie, there's tons of time.
Plenty of time left, Peter, but Collingwood are holding on well. They've fought hard.
They have. They've led nil for nearly all of the day, the Magpies. Here they are with a chance, but it's a free kick in the meantime to Abbott. But you can never ride Hawthorn off. They just keep clawing back at you. There's Gowers up in front. Couldn't take the mark. David Cloak over the back. Picks it up. He's gone for the hand pass. He finds Jamie Turner. Turner on the left foot. It's a high one. It's gone about 50 metres up in the air. Abbott sets himself. Can't take the mark. Dean Anderson's there. Was grabbed. And it's a free kick for too high. Umpiring Clayton right in the seam.
He hasn't played a bad game, Anderson. He's coming up for his 15th possession. And he didn't come on until about the second quarter. Anderson's kick to centre wing. Condon outnumbered. Cloak over the back of him. Tuddenham again. A lot of height, not a lot of distance. Abbott. Spoil by Barwick. Schwab over the top of the ball. And the umpire will ball it up.
Oh, this could go anyway.
14 points the difference. Collingwood in front. They've led all day. And Hawthorn could have kicked themselves out of it in the third quarter when they kicked 3 goals, 9 behind.
Abbott in front. Oh, ducking the head there was Alexander. It's come loose to Schwab. Peter Schwab picks it up and hooks it back. It's all Collingwood though. David Cloak playing the loose man as Mark. Now he wants to hand pass it. I bet he does in the finish. Yes, you could see that as he gives it to Dacos. Dacos the short one to Saunders. And you can really do with a goal here, the Magpies, to stem the tide as the kick comes up towards full forward. Over the back and almost a mark. It's a free kick to Collingwood for in the back to Manson. Or is it Taylor? In fact, it's Taylor. They both went for the mark and Taylor was pushed out, the umpire said. He's already...
Let's have a look at that again. Oh, I think
what for?
Fell over himself.
Oh, that's a shocker, isn't it?
He launched himself out of that back.
Well, he's going for goal and he's missed. And I think that's justice, because really that was not a free kick to Brian Taylor.
No, I agree, Peter.
Interesting that you should both agree on that, you full forwards.
Well,
I
think the umpiring has been very, very ordinary today. It really has. As the kick comes towards half-back, Tuck has been a tremendous player. There's been a lot of indecisive decisions and ordinary decisions, including a goal umpires, one that Collingwood got a goal from.
Although Tuck's been out of it in this quarter, I don't think he's picked up a possession in the fourth quarter. Tap out by Manson, goes to Schwab, over the top to Platt and puts him in space. Beautiful pass. Gowers. Quick hand pass to Condon. Kicks round the corner, which is not a great advantage to the team. Morrissey has kicked a couple this quarter. He's caught. Lost it. Goes to Tuddenham. Short pass to Christian. And Michael Christian on the half-back flank just inside the boundary line. Slowing things down here a bit. Up short of the wing to Barwick. 91 plays 76 and we have 15 minutes left.
Collingwood starting to go very short at the moment. That sometimes can be a bad sign. As Cloak using his body beautifully, tapped away by Alexander and over the line. And really this, we see the difference is 15 points. Collingwood in the box seat and they really have played well and they deserve their lead. The Hawks are fighting hard. Down it comes to Dacos. Oh, clever little kick around the boundary line to Robinson, who's got a ton of pace. John Kennedy trying to chase him. And, in fact, the ball beat them both over the line.
So we've got 15 points the difference with Collingwood in front. Manson and Abbott. Bingham, the first gamer off the ground for Hawthorn, has been for the last half of the game. Free kick here to Hawthorn. They take it quickly. Collins went for the hand pass instead of kicking. Well, That's the rule that we tried during the Panasonic Cup pre-season, and it's gone into the day competition. They've got to get used to that. You must know the rules under which you're playing.
Well, it's been costly because they were clear. Now, Abbott. Down to Tuck. Tuck. Robinson, good use of the body. It's loose to Schwab. Schwab a quick kick, but it's all Collingwood as Tuddenham takes a strong mark at half forward. Now, he's looking for the short one. Now he sets it up for Manson and the high flyers. Up they go. No mark. The ball hits the deck. It's shoveled out towards Michael Tuck and Dacos. Dacos put it to ground. And, well, it's a free kick to Dacos. He grabbed it and put it straight in the ground.
I think it was more in the back, but the umpire did indicate holding the man.
Well, the short one is on out wide the Cloak. Let's see if he can do a good pass to Taylor. He's hooked it, and it's straight to Gary Ayres. David Cloak, not a good kick. As away comes Ayres. A long hand pass. Finds Condon. Condon to Swab. Back it comes wide to John Kennedy, and Kennedy brings it towards half forward.
Round the boundary line. Gowers couldn't get a hand to it. Christian did well to tap into Cloak. Back he goes to Saunders. Bang to half forward. This could be to the advantage of the Pies. Oh, I think he put it down, Alexander. Got the hand pass away to Manson. It wasn't great. Off the ground by Mew. Collingwood should have done better out of that. Condon over the top to Di Domenico. Straight down the ground. Buckenara sets himself. Almost the one-hander, but couldn't keep his footing. Christian. Now away go the Pies. McGuan wide to Cloak. Anderson coming from behind. Cloak puts it into no man's land. Ayres in front of Taylor. Gary Ayres did well that time. Tuck and McGuan. McGuan in front. One touch, two touches. Not enough, said the umpire. Dacos, brilliant. Yeah, it's coming back to a free kick to Michael Tuck.
Well, I didn't see what it was for, but it is Tuck's free kick. He said, is it 50? No. Now, he's got a loose man out wide, and he's gone out there. Is it Whitman or Collins? In fact, it's Andrew Collins. And a goal here will make it a real ball game as we see Buckenara set himself for the mark. Couldn't take it. Turner's caught. Put it to ground. In they go hard after it. And umpire John Russo will come in and bounce it with just under 12 minutes of play left. And this man's been through many tight situations, Alan Jeans, and I think he'd be nervous right now.
Well, pretty low scoring last quarter. They both kicked 2 goals, 1, and the margin still 15 points as it was at three-quarter time. This one bouncing around the wing. Gavin Brown leads in the race. Oh, he leaves it behind. Di Domenico goes backwards. Well played. Collins. 2 Hawks there, taken by Kennedy. Kennedy spears it up the ground. Good pass. Whitman marks. 2 kicks to goal from there. Dunstall shrugs off Gafer. Whitman doesn't go for him. Morrissey, who's been a good forward this quarter, takes the mark, plays on Jamie Morrissey, but he hooks the kick and doesn't score at all.
I can't believe this.
Well, it's been an atrocious exhibition of kicking today. 4 goal, not only 4 goal, but also the field kicking. Just a matter there of Morrissey not kicking through the ball. Pulled back on that one.
Well, he didn't even run in hard and show any determination to kick it. He just poked it. But there's Gafer. Bring it towards halfback. Tuck has been brilliant. Very nearly best man on the ground, Michael Tuck. An outstanding game. Now, we'll probably look for Dunstall. Where is he? Out comes Dunstall. Christian's there also. And a good mark to Michael Christian under pressure.
They're holding on pretty well, Collingwood. Dacos, hand pass blocked by Di Domenico. A soccer off the ground is out on the full.
Once again, terrible play there by Collingwood. You're going to handball in defence. You've got to make sure that it hits your teammate right on the chest. To put Dacos under a lot of pressure.
Well, the last time these 2 teams played out here, it was Collingwood's inaccuracy which cost them the game. The Hawks won by 2 points last year. Might be the other way around this time. Here's Platten off the left boot, a centering kick. Buckenara from behind, but it was always going to be Christian's.
He should have kicked long then, Platten. Now, Christian has got the loose man. Now, can he get there? Anderson's ducking back as well. Just took his eye off it, our young Anderson. That allowed Barwick to take the mark. He spits up the ground. A long kick to Taylor's what's needed here, and he's done exactly that. Taylor and Ayres. Taylor in front. Ayres brilliant. That was a magnificent mark under pressure as he brings it towards half-back, and Scott McGuinness. McGuinness has got a loose man wide in Anderson. Here come the Hawks again. The umpire, he's waited for the ball. Anderson, he should get on with the game and kick it long. He took half an hour to kick it, and he sets up his teammate, Buckenara, who had 2 men to beat. That's bad play.
Christian, 3 strong marks in the last minute or so.
Well, it was the worst option to go to Buckenara, who was
Obviously
the shortest of 3. He was outnumbered 2-1. Francisco, who's just come on the ground to replace Markov. Centre wing, punch to the front. Starcevic breaks the tackle. Dacos. Tuddenham, look out, here comes Di Domenico. Oh, he read that beautifully. Abbott, Platten. Oh, beautiful vision by John Platten. To Condon, who's been a star since he came on. Wide to Buckenara, on the 50-metre line. Francisco a bit hard. Kerrison, intercept by Kennedy. A goal will be handy. But offline again.
Well, Bertie, they've had most of the play since half-time.
Oh, Collingwood had a chance to take it right into their forward line there, but young Tuddenham has to learn. If you don't wait for the ball to come to you, you always go and meet the ball.
Well, 8 3/4 minutes of play left in this final quarter, and Collingwood stemming the tide. As Bernie said, Michael Christian, 3 strong marks. Kerrison towards half-back. It's a loose one over the back. Cloak tries to boot it off the ground. Good play by Cloak. But they've got plenty of players there. Whitman gets it. Oh, he's brought the ground and holding the man. The umpire said as Di Domenico puts down a Collingwood player with hip and shoulder. But they're still fighting hard, Hawthorn. This is, in fact, it's Pritchard on the ground. Darren Pritchard's gone for the long booming torpedo punt. Buckenara in front. But it's another mark to Christian at half-back. Too tall and too good. Michael Christian, 8 marks and 4 of them in the last 2 minutes. It's a dangerous pass. In fact, it wasn't a mark. Oh, I think the second bite was Kennedy then.
Ooh, very lucky to get away with it.
Well, and Kennedy said exactly that he had the second biter. That was McGuan takes the kick from half-back.
Up towards the wing. There's hardly been any scoring in the last 10 minutes. Schwab comes to Collins. Sweeping hand pass to Platten, who got rid of it in a hurry and needed to. Condon wide for Morrissey. He's had to go back towards the wing, Jamie Morrissey. Goes long for Dunstall. He's a chance this time. Oh, Christian again! What a last quarter by Michael Christian.
That was the best of the lot of them, wasn't it, Drew?
Magnificent courage. That really was a magnificent mark. And he's gone short and found Turner. And if they win this game, I think they can thank Christian, because really they have dominated since half-time, Hawthorn. Here they come again, the Magpies through Brown. He shuffles it out wide. The strong tackle was by Condon. And it's a free kick. It's got to come back. Oh, you
that's ridiculous.
Cannot do that. And the umpires let it go to Dacos. Down to Starcevic. He'll have an open goal. And that, as he hooks a goal, and he's hit the post. But you can't do that, Bernie.
Well, there's no consistency in this. There's too many grey areas in this advantage. And that's what's happened today. They pull it back and they let it go. But everyone has stopped on that occasion and should have really gone back.
Well, the margin back to 15 points, which is what it was at 3/4 time. Trouble here for Platten. Keeps the ball in, but only for Saunders. There's a push in the back to Platten, and he'll take a free kick. So it's been a very even last quarter. Abbott on the bench now for Hawthorn. Bingham, the first gamer, is back on. He's in the play here with Cloak. Swamped. Cloak over the top of it. Tuck tackling. How about that? It's about 700 games of football between those two. Cloak and Tuck. The umpire wants it and will ball it up on centre wing. Just over 6 minutes remaining, and Hawthorn can win it if they get 3 goals.
Well, there's young Bingham. He'll be a fresh man. He hasn't played a lot though. Oh, quick kick was a chance for the Magpies. The mark taken by Manson. Now, Taylor's down in the goal square against Ayres. He should get it to him quickly. It's a shocking looking kick. It drops short. And the ever reliable Peter Schwab. He's in my best players on the ground. He's been a terrific player, Schwab. 16 kicks, 10 marks, 7 handballs. As the kick comes out wide, Condon sets himself for the mark. The ball will come down to the ground. The Magpies did well to keep control of that. There's young Bingham again in after it. He's lost it though. Robertson, good determined play by Robertson towards the forward pocket. Di Domenico after it. Also Taylor, who ducks the head. It comes to Di Domenico. Wide to Ayres, and the Hawks again out of trouble.
Up to Tuck on centre wing, unmarked. 3 goals to win for the Hawks. Well, they haven't had too many since half-time, since they've dominated the game, really, but haven't got it on the board. Francisco takes a mark here, and just slowing things down. Under 5 minutes left. You'd have to have the Magpies long odds on to win it now. Tuck taps away. Roves his own crumbs. Finds teammate Morrissey. Puts it up to Buckenara. Turner with him. No mark. Turner picks up the crumbs. He's kicked back to centre wing. And a good mark to Brown.
They've fallen down badly at half-forward, Hawthorn, all day.
Well, they missed Dermot Brereton. He makes a big difference at this side.
Gavin Brown has tried hard on the wing. There's Mew going for the mark. Tapped out cleverly by Whitman. The tackle is on Saunders by Platten. It's a quick kick towards the half-forward line. Peter Schwab again. Cleverly gets it away, but it's danger because Mark Perkins goes in after it. He's caught. Loses the ball. In goes Manson. He gets a quick hand pass in to Robertson. The pace of Robertson gets him away to McGuan. A goal here will probably seal it for Collingwood. McGuan on the left foot. A quick kick. Ayres in front. Taylor behind. And Taylor a ripper mark.
Oh, sensational mark, Brian Taylor. He never looked in that contest. And somehow launched himself at the ball. And a fantastic mark there, Brian Taylor.
Well, he's right on the boundary line. The time clock showing 3 minutes as we see it in replay.
Yeah, look at this again. Taylor, Ayres in beautiful position. Taylor just jumping a little bit early again, putting Ayres off balance and pulling in a great mark.
Wouldn't mind betting he runs out to the right here, Brian Taylor. No, he's gone from behind the boundary line and really hit the post. So that was a great kick by Taylor. And he's played very, very well, Brian Taylor, for his 5 goals. 13-15 to 10-17, but I think the time running out for the Hawks, 3 minutes and 21 seconds of play left.
Well, what a way this will be for Collingwood to start the season. Beating Hawthorn, who won last year's grand final by a record margin, don't forget that, nearly a century. Platt, back to Pritchard. Funny old looking kick. Condon's had the ball a lot in the half a game that he's played. In front of Dunstall, he's got it low to the ground. Well, he sprinted like Shane Naylor after that one. And Jason Dunstall will be kicking for goal from about 50 metres. He's kicked 4 goals, 5 though, which has been costly for the team. This is good. Great goal.
You gotta get your own Holden. It's a run-out.
I can't afford it.
Read my lips. It's the Chimera run-out.
Oh, mate, I don't know.
Oh, it's made for you. Plenty of room, fuel injection, goes like the clappers. Mean on the juice, but...
A new Chimera.
Brand new.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Like it? You love it! You love it!
The Holden Chimera run-out is now on at your Holden dealer.
If you're looking for the taste of fruit and the goodness of fibre and oats, look no further than new Kellogg's All-Bran Fruit and Oats. The All-Bran that's not all-bran.
Old Squarehead laughed at my odd diamond shape, but he couldn't clean better or more comfortably, so he left, and Peggy moved in.
Colgate Diamond Head, the odd-looking, super-cleaning, comfy-feeling toothbrush.
Sorry! You know how it is. It's a bit wet over there. Bit wet over here, too. Let me get some drinks. No, let me. Waiter, drinks all round.
Well, if we're going to make a party of it, let's nibble Nobby's nuts.
Sorry.
Never has there been such a compelling reason to set aside 2 nights for a brilliant television event, because never has a film about Jack the Ripper had an ending.
Michael Caine, Jack the Ripper.
Michael Caine gives an award-winning performance in a magnificent $20 million production. 100 years of guessing is over. The world's greatest mystery is solved. The year's greatest miniseries has arrived. Jack the Ripper. Sunday and Monday nights, only on 7.
2.5 minutes of play left. 2 straight kicks needed by Hawthorn. Can they do it? I think the odds are against them, but who can say they're a great side. Bingham, out of this centre bounce will be very, very important. No free kick. It is a free kick, so they've got it Hawthorn out of the centre. It's Pritchard. He'll probably go. There's no one on the mark as he kicks long. Where's Dunstall? He's not there, and an easy mark taken there by Krasiska. He's gone wide, and he's found Mick McGuan. McGuan going, oh, he's off. No, he didn't actually go wide. Well, they're playing the short game. It'll waste time, which is probably good. He's found Gaffer. The time clock down to 2 minutes exactly. Gaffer short again. It's bad checking by the Hawks. Starcevic short again. And that is very bad play by Hawthorn to allow Cloak again. That's about 3 or 4 marks uncontested then by the Magpies. David Cloak on centre wing. Kicks long. And Perkins has taken a beautiful mark. So, got a touch of the cramp too. He's on the centre wing as the time clock ticks down. I think time's run out for the Hawks. 1.5 minutes of play left. Mark Perkins brings it towards centre half forward. No mark. This is taken by Robertson to Barwick. Barwick sets it up with a long kick, but he's put it out of bounds on the full.
Well, to see the way Collingwood worked the ball around the outer side there, how expensive was that kick by Darren Pritchard, who had a free kick, nobody on his mark, and he gave it away.
Well, their field kicking today, Hawthorn, has really been abysmal. And that's usually one of their strengths.
Ayres takes the free kick. Under a minute left. Bingham drops the mark and misses with his kick. Manson takes it. He's buried. And the umpire says it's your free kick, Manson. And there's a bit of a dust-up there late in the game. Bingham wants to go on with things. Well, there's no time left for Hawthorn to get up. The Premiers are going to go under. The first game is showing a bit of spirit there late in the game. 34 seconds left. Manson with his free kick down towards the pocket. It's a poor old kick. It'll be a free kick to Anderson, but it won't matter. Time has run out for Hawthorn. So actually Collingwood have repeated the win they had over the Hawks in Toronto last October. Well, Michael Tuck. What a game. 10 marks, 22 kicks, 6 hand passes. But it's gone against them this time. It's gone to Collingwood. And the free kick to Manson. Timeout, 5 seconds left. Manson's kick again down to half-forward flank to Cloak, who's got the mark. And there it is. So Collingwood have led all day and finished up winning by 10 points. 13-15-93 to Hawthorn 11-17-83. Brian Taylor jubilant there. He kicked 5 goals, 3 BT. And look at the Collingwood players and supporters. The playing surface has been swamped by spectators who are supposed to keep back for a couple of minutes. And look at the broad grins. Michael Christian there, who took 5 marks in the last quarter and saved the Pies. Well, great scenes of jubilation out there by the Collingwood fans. It was like a premiership to them, and I'm sure that there are plenty of Magpie supporters tonight who think that 89 is going to be the year. Well, they did lead all day, apart from about the first 15 minutes when the Hawks got the first 2 goals. But they ran out winners by 10 points, Collingwood. Taylor got 5 goals, and for Hawthorn, Dunstall kicked 5 and Morrissey kicked 3. 2 reports, Starcevic and Kerrison, both Collingwood players, reported. We'll be back, and we'll be crossing to the offices of the Sunday Press after the break to talk to their sporting editor, Scott Palmer, with his punchlines after this.
Hey! That was it. Never thought you'd get rid of your old bus.
Yeah, well, it was all right till you had to carry something. But I'll tell you what, mate. Bit of guts under the bonnet doesn't go astray.
Eh? Well, much of a muchness these days.
Don't you believe it?
Be with you in a sec.
Okay.
You must be doing all right then.
If I charged like you, I'd be doing a lot better.
So, you happy with it?
What do you reckon?
For around 50 cents, you used to get this many chips. But now, for a few cents more, you get new big grab packs with heaps more Ruffles, Thins and Doritos. Bigger value, big grab packs. How does that grab you?
I'm terrified my fiancé will find out, but I just love the chocolatey taste.
Australian adults challenge the notion that Kellogg's Cocoa Pops are just for kids.
My boyfriend said it was childish for an up-and-coming lawyer to eat Cocoa Pops. Well, so what? I love them. So does my new boyfriend.
I heard that because Cocoa Pops taste like a crunchy chocolate milkshake, they're kid stuff. But no one's ever said that to me.
Kellogg's Cocoa Pops, the taste adults have grown to love.
Good for you, you're exercising. Good for you, it's not surprising. You chose the light spread with the taste of Meadow Leaf. It's got half the fat and half the calories. And low cholesterol, 'cause you all know that you belong to me. Good for you, you're caring for your health and feeling real good in yourself. Meadow Leaf light spread for your bread. Good for you.
Nobody knows Melbourne like 7.
Here's the TATS 2 results, just drawn under government supervision.
Well, it was round one of football today and everybody really looking forward to the football season after what we had a great Panasonic Cup pre-season. And I'm sure that the Sunday press is going to be chock-a-block with football tomorrow. And here's the sporting editor, Scott Palmer, live from the offices. Good evening, Scott.
Welcome, Drew, and we're going to have a full colour pictures spread tomorrow on the big opening round.
And I believe that you'll fill up about half a page with reports.
That's exactly right. 9 players reported today. Shane Kerrison and Starcevic from Collingwood, Dunlop, Dorotich and Blackwell from Carlton, Cousins and Simon Atkins from Fitzroy, St Kilda's Rod Owen and Brisbane's David O'Keefe. A busy night for the Tribunal.
I'll say, and if Neil Busy keeps up his past record, a few of them might go. Now, what about Carlton? It was a surprise to me that they copped such a bad flogging from Footscray.
Well, they didn't cop it all well after the match. Apparently, John Elliott might have said something to the Blues as well. And they finished up with Glenn Hawker pulling a hamstring and probably missing the next 4 weeks. Robert Walls, you know, he was very upset and he said that the Blues would live to fight another day, but he denied the fact that morale might have been low. And on the subject of the supporters who booed Kernahan and the likes out there, he said Carlton's always had those fair weather supporters, but we'll get over it, he said.
All right, and St Kilda had the good win and Tony Lockett again starred with 9 goals.
Bring on St Kilda, Darryl Baldock said, but he said we're not a one-man side, we're a young, enthusiastic and competitive side this year, he said, and he's looking forward to playing the Blues down there at Moorabbin next week and putting them through the same ringer. Of course, Peter Knights, he just said we're very disappointed, now I have to go and catch a bus. He didn't want to say much about it at all. Bob Jones of St Kilda ruckman, he'll have to go and have x-rays taken on his knee, looks like a medial problem.
And what about the Pies? There are plenty of supporters there. Reckon it'll be a premiership year this year.
Lee said, I just hope those blokes get off on Monday night. I can't afford any more reports. But he said some of them went beyond the call of duty today against Hawthorn. I think he was talking about the Christian boy who took those 6 marks late in the game. Drew?
You know, I think there's plenty of the Hawthorn style about Collingwood at the moment. And, well, they out-Hawthorned Hawthorn.
Well, Pat Cash was there. He couldn't help Hawthorn. Alan Jean said that Collingwood put the pressure on. He still thought he had a chance at 3/4 time, but he's pleased the Hawks kept at it. He'll get Brereton back, he'll get Hall back, probably Deere, and, of course, Langford back next week. The Hawks could turn the tables.
All right, Scotty. We'll look forward to seeing you in the studio tomorrow and look forward to seeing the Sunday Press tomorrow morning as well.
Good on you, Drew.
OK. Scott Palmer, live from the offices of the Sunday Press tonight. Well, Saturday Replay continues after the break with our second match for replay from the MCG. It's Melbourne and Fitzroy.
I mean, how are we supposed to compete?
What do you mean?
Look at Smath, right? 3 months ago, she's all over me. Now she's all over Dave, right? Dave's about to leave school, Dave's got a car, Dave's got a bit of money.
Oh,
Me, I'm 16 years old. I get $15 a week allowance. $15. That's 6 hamburgers. My life is worth 6 hamburgers a week.
Money problems can happen at any age.
Dad says, here's your $15, son. Spend it wisely. Spend it wisely? Try telling some math of that.
That's why the state banking system is now available to teenagers. With an ATM card, a record book, monthly statements, and high interest on your savings.
How much you getting out?
$40.
Settle your money. How much you get a week?
$15. Buy a hamburger?
State banking system. We never forget. It's your money.
Some things in life appear to be good, like Grandma, but they're really bad. Like the toasted muesli she eats, it looks good and fills you up, but it's high in fat. And fat is bad, like Grandma. Kellogg's Just Right is just as satisfying with its wheat bran, oats, rye and sultanas, but it's 10 times lower in fat, and that's good. Kellogg's Just Right. Not too heavy, not too light. And that's no fairy tale.
Into the light, got me a shirt that feels so right. You can't always tie the lat coat down. Listen, I loosen my collar and change to the beat. 'Cause down in the city, everyone I meet says you can't always tie the lat coat down. You can't tie the lat coat. You can't tie the lat coat down.
Oh, Oscar. When this happens, don't lose your temper. Try paper training him first. If he goes here, praise him. He'll soon learn where to go. When he forgets, Exelpet now has an amazingly powerful stain fighter. New N-Stain. N-Stain puts a quick end to the toughest stains and odours. N-Stain leaves you with the joys of a puppy without the stained relationship. The best they can get is you and Exelpet.
Robin Paul Moore, Lawrence Anthony Hooker, Ian Peter James Boyd, Paul Vincent Sutherland, Christopher Gordon Stone, Stuart James Placing, Clarence Donald Norris. These fugitives from justice were all apprehended as a direct result of one television series, Australia's Most Wanted. Someone saw them and knew who they were. It really does work. Help catch a criminal. Watch Australia's Most Wanted, 7:30 Sunday on 7.
Welcome back to Saturday Night Replay. Well, our second match for replay tonight, last year's beaten grand finalists Melbourne, who of course were flogged by that record margin by Hawthorn in September. But they did win the night premiership, so things were looking pretty good again for 89. They were up against Fitzroy, who finished 12th last year, but with a lot of classy players and a new coach this year in Rod Austin, better things expected by the Lions. It was a really fluctuating sort of a game. Let's firstly take a look at the first 3 quarters from the MCG today.
See if he can kick this one a little bit better. He's further out. Doesn't get any more meterage with the kick. Down towards full forward, and Stein strong in front. 25 metres out, directly in front. First goal to Melbourne if he's accurate. He is. Seems such a long time ago. Beautiful spin out by Lyon, and the snapshot is there. Great goal.
Brockhurst, Osborne over the top. Now Fitzroy a chance. Lyon kicks it directly towards full forward. There's no mark taken. Chance for Ruse. Round onto the right foot. Snapshot by Ruse is okay.
Fitzroy's first.
Co's kick high. Punched away. Chance now for Delina. Play on, says the umpire. Gives Fitzroy the advantage. Delina's kick in the McGrath direction. And he doesn't let him down. He takes the mark 13 metres out directly in front. McGrath punts for goal. Straight through. About 60 metres from goal. The short passes on. Co's come up from half back. They're still outside 50. Ducks around. Good play, Co. High drop punt kick is close. It's a goal. Great play, Danny Co.
Oh, beautiful spiral punt. Osborne breeds it superbly. Well, they are hard to mark, the torpedo punts, but from 15 metres out he shouldn't miss. He hasn't. It's a goal. Down to the half-forward flank, over the head of Lyon. Plenty of demons down there. Eishold has already kicked 2. Tries the hand pass. Spalding. Jackson. 43 goals last year. And that's his first for 89.
The umpire will bounce just a little bit more than 10 metres out from the Melbourne goal. Wilson, Jackson, hand pass over the top. Kick is a goal, and it's by Greg Healy. So they've just added a little bit to their lead. Chance now. Broderick shoots for goal, hooks it perhaps a little too far. No, he doesn't. It's through for goal. Badly needed Fitzroy.
Well, it's poor defence on behalf of the Fitzroy forwards, and that should never happen, Ian. I agree with you.
Spalding up one-handed. They're hard to mark like that. Shuffled out to Aishold. Down to Stretch. Kick number 18. And kick number 18 could be a goal. It is. Beautiful play, Demons. And now it's Brockhurst with the chance. Streaming downfield. Ahern should have tried to punch it from the back. Delina looks for a hand pass. He's got it out to Broderick. That's not bad. Broderick likes it. It's a goal.
Up towards the wing. Gathered by Lovett. Pulled off the football, but he gets his boot to the ball. Jackson, oh, great play, Pert. He's after it again. He's infringed, though, I think. CO shoots for goal. The umpire might let this stand. It's all clear. A goal to CO. Fitzroy would be the only side, I would think, that can score before three-quarter time. There's a mark. Osborne's taken the ball with seconds remaining in the term. So Osborne shoots for goal and puts it through.
Well, Melbourne got the jump early, led clearly at quarter time and again at half time, but Fitzroy hit back with 7 goals to 4 in the third quarter to narrow the margin to just 7 points at three-quarter time. Another game that went down to the wire in the last quarter. Here we go at the start of the last.
Rendell and O'Dwyer ringside with the wrestlers almost. Pekin's in there, diving on top of it again as Broderick fires out a blind hand pass, only to see Wilson take it with the left foot to Aishold. That was good play onto Newport. That'll be close to a goal. It's through. That's the one they needed. A steadier for the Demons.
And again, Ian, the advantage of a long kick. Sailing through, no one in the square as he kicked the ball. And after all that congestion, one long kick and there's a score on the board.
I must say his skills have improved too, Stephen Newport, in the last couple of years while Melbourne have been a good side. He gathers a lot of possessions and wastes the football.
21 possessions, Ian.
And they've all been very productive. So can the Lions make that comeback at the back? No one can break away, and the umpire will come in and bounce. There's only 2 kicks in it still, and there's plenty of time left. O'Dwyer and Rendell, they've had a struggle all day. Rendell tries to get the tap out over the top line. Kick out of that by the Melbourne forwards, up towards Wynn. Wynn just gets his foot to the ball, but here's a chance for Aishold. Aishold onto the left foot. Snapshot, goes across the face, marking contest. At the base of the pack was Wynn. Gets it out to Lynch, and Fitzroy are out of trouble. Lynch's high ball out to the wing, and the mark's been taken by Johnson in front of Delina. So Johnson will put Melbourne back into attack. He runs on, poor marking by the Fitzroy players, and Johnson gathers an extra 10 metres, kicks it up towards full forward. A great punch away there by McGrath, and we'll have a boundary throw in about 15 or 20 metres around from the Melbourne goal. 16-7 plays 13-12. Melbourne leading by 13 points. 17.5 minutes left in the match. Throw in. Steins gets the tap out. Jackson gets the hand pass back to Newport. Newport's high kick has been marked. Maybe. No, says the umpire. Throw it in, please, boundary umpire.
And we noticed in the centre of the ground there, Matt Rendell in a bit of trouble with cramp. He has worked very hard today against O'Dwyer and Steins. It's no wonder he is suffering a little in the legs.
Pert tries to get the tap out. Aishold's caught. Brockhurst gets the kick out. Out to the wing, and a good mark. Diving mark taken by Lyon. He's looking to play on. Got the player running past in Delina. Delina kicks it wide. Gale leads for Fitzroy. Close to the line again. And it goes over for a boundary throw in just as Grinter throws himself at the football. So Fitzroy are now in their attacking half of the ground. Can they do something with it?
They need the next goal, certainly. There's Roos and O'Dwyer. Contest. O'Dwyer thrown off it. Johnson's kick into midfield. Doesn't bounce kindly for Pekin. Wilson gets the better of that.
One would have thought just about got ridden into the ground. Newport's kick is well smothered. Steins, McGrath just about grabbed him. Still got his kick in to his credit, but he might have put it out of bounds on the full. And in fact, he has done. Stevens will take the free kick.
Matt Rendell coming off the ground now with that cramp, and Brad Edwards, should I say, coming on the ground for Fitzroy to centre-half forward.
Well, they're going to lack a little bit of height, aren't they? McGrath takes the grab. He's done a magnificent job, Matt Rendell. But he had to beat two of them, and there's one of them. We just couldn't mark it. Rode's been a good player today, so has Johnson. Then again, isn't he always? Dummies the hand pass onto Newport. Into the square. Fine mark taken by Lynch. He has got a good pair of hands, that fellow, and a good leap. Former Tasmanian. And again, I suppose we better delete the former. Probably proud of that. This is Kapler. To centre wing, not a well-directed kick. Stephen Stretch takes the mark and gets met heavily. I would have thought he took the mark. The umpire has given play on. Kapler diving on top of it, gets dragged off it. Pekin comes in to lend assistance. It will be bounced just off the edge of the square. A tick over 15 minutes remaining in the game, and 13 points is the difference. So Steins against McGrath. Steins has the height and gets front position. Well played, Jim Steins. Brockhurst. Stretch at midfield. Blakey in pursuit. Ball lobbed high to half forward. Lyon flew high, landed heavily. And Fitzroy might get out of trouble. They do. Lynch streaming downfield. Long kick. Love it. Two hands to it. Lyon pinches it. Osborne grab. Rode. Melbourne in numbers. He's lobbed it high towards midfield. That's the driest part of the ground, which has been covered. Eichel holding the ball. No, says the umpire. It'll be a bounce just wide of the circle.
Just over 14 minutes left. And Fitzroy trailing by 13 points. They've tried valiantly, but Melbourne have had the answers. The ball just slightly forward of centre for the Demons. Steins makes it even further. Here's a chance for Pert. And his quick kick is over the boundary line on the full. So the free kick will go to Melbourne to be taken by Eichel. Gary Pert directing traffic up on that full back line. He's had his hands full all the afternoon with Gary Lyon, who's kicked 4 goals. It's been a tremendous battle. Eichel perhaps looking for Steins. No, he's not. He's looking in the Lyon direction. Pert over the top. Great mark. Plays on quickly. Looping hand pass out in front of Stevens. Ahern. Stevens under pressure. Gets the hand pass back to Wind. And Fitzroy, a little fortunate, out of trouble. Wind's hand pass into the centre. Can this player break clear? Armstrong. Short pass into the centre proper. Matera. Fitzroy are a chance. Matera's kick wide. A little too far for Lyon. Bumped off the football by Rode, but he goes back after it again. Look at this skill. Hand pass over the top. Osborne. Snapshot for goal. Cross. Just offline. Excitement at the MCG.
Some skill there, and if only Wally Matera, without being critical, had have found Ross Lyon, it could have been a shot at goal.
2 straight kicks the difference. Players certainly looking tired now as Eichel grubs the kick up towards midfield. Finally picked up for Melbourne. Rode has maybe a dislocated finger as he comes off the ground. Wilson's kick is high, doesn't travel much territory at all. Wynn takes the mark for Fitzroy. Played a good game.
Chris Connolly back on the ground for Rode.
Eichel again, might be a free kick going Fitzroy's way. There 50. Is, and that'll be 50, yes, you're right. Melbourne got 5 of those in the first quarter. Steve O'Dwyer got 2. Yes, it is a dislocated finger to Peter Rode, and they are painful.
So are the 50-metre penalties.
Which I'd sooner have go against me, though. Well, the coach would echo those thoughts. Now, Roos has the mark. Almost looks like he's put a pair of Bombay bloomers on there, but the pads are to protect the thighs, and there's plenty of padding. Kick number 16 for the Fitzroy captain. About 48 metres out. That's a good kick. It's a goal. 3 goals to Roos.
You're looking sharp. You're looking good. You've come so far. We know most of who you are. Father to son, it's what we've always done. Gillette, the best a man can get. On so many faces, it's plain to see. We give you all we have to give, for all a man can be. Where the race is run, you're the champion. Gillette, the
Gillette Contour Plus with lubricating strip for the best a man can get.
the best a man can get.
Suzuki Vitara is the four-wheel drive of the year because Suzuki Vitara is a genuine off-roader with the on-road comfort and pure driving pleasure of a prestige passenger car. The power steering, power windows and door mirrors and central locking are optional. The excitement is standard. Suzuki Vitara, soft tops and hard tops for the luxury of four-wheel drive.
Suzuki, new generation.
Right now, if you're among the first 100 to buy a Telecom Attaché, the most powerful transportable on the market, you'll also receive a 4-day gold pass to the Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix. But step on it. The offer ends April 5.
Sorry. You know how it is. It's a bit wet over there. Bit wet over here, too. Let me get some drinks.
No, let me. Waiter, drinks all round.
Well, if we're going to make a party of it, let's nibble Nobby's nuts.
Sorry.
Sunday, live from 2 o'clock, it's Richmond versus the Sydney Swans. Then at 5, a replay of the North Melbourne-Geelong clash. See all the action only on 7.
In Home and Away, Morag always thinks she's doing the right thing. So did Hitler. Alf finds a friend.
How dare he ask you to spy on me?
Tonight's a very special occasion.
Bobby has prepared a very special surprise for Dad.
Hey, how can you sit 4 places?
Monday on 7.
Well, we can start now. The guest of honour's here.
We're back into the centre. Again, it's only a goal the difference in favour of Melbourne. They've led all day. Steins, great leap at this stage of the game. Down to stretch, or in fact looking for him. The umpire says a Fitzroy free kick for a push-out. And that recipient is going to be Blakey. He will take that just short of midfield.
Blakey plays on quickly, kicks it wide to half forward looking for Roos. CO over the top, Roos one out. Look at the 3 Melbourne defenders, love it, backing up. Long hand pass, stretch, a short chip kick. Healy takes the mark in front of Pert. And be careful, Gary Pert, because that perhaps wasn't necessary. Looking anxiously over his shoulder, Greg Healy plays on. Kicks the ball towards centre half forward. Marking contest on. McGrath, kick off the ground. Up towards full forward, the mark's been taken by Brockhurst. He could come to the members' side. No, he's going to the outer side where he gathers 5 metres. Now he kicks at 45. And a great mark taken out there by Ahern, the youngster.
Players these days seem afraid to punch the ball.
Ahern's kick towards full forward. There's a good punch by the Fitzroy defence. Delina's kick has been smothered, but he gets it wide over the top of Grinter. It sits for him. Does it well, Grinter. Short pass is brilliant, and the mark's been taken by Newport. Newport outside 50. Kicks it to the front of the 10-metre square. Punch away at the back line, but it's punched through from behind by Pekin. So now Melbourne lead by 7 behinds. Nearly 26,000 people here at the MCG, which is not a bad crowd. I guess the first match, everyone's pretty interested in how their team will go. Gary Pert's kick, beautiful, perfect. Stevens, over the top, Blakey, back to Stevens, and the Fitzroy players with teamwork out of trouble. Stevens runs up towards the wing. Now he's forced to kick the ball high to half forward, dropping in short. Lovett can't mark. He's been pushed as he went for it, and Lovett will take the free kick.
One bounce too many there for Brett Stevens. Put himself right under pressure to kick the ball then very high, having taken that second bounce, and it gave his forwards no chance.
Brett Lovett, who perhaps didn't have the pre-season that he would have liked. Beautiful pass, though, finds Lyon. And Lyon between wing and half forward will put the Demons perhaps within goal-scoring distance. A short pass is on again. It's Steins, and the big fella runs on. Short kick. Looking for Eishold. He gathers the football, gets his boot to ball. High towards centre half forward. O'Dwyer.
Made for.
Well, the Melbourne fans below us were cheering even before the ball got to within, say, 5 metres. I think they saw the big guy underneath it. And what a great mark he took.
Well, Darren Kaplan, to be fair, is about 9 inches shorter.
O'Dwyer punts for goal. Good kick. Melbourne have got some breathing space.
As Steve O'Dwyer kicked that goal, Billy Austin's decided to bring Matt Rendell back on the ground. He's put him on to go into that centre square area and combat the next bounce down, and Brad Edwards has come off the ground, having only had a very short stint on the ground for this game.
Well, he's a big man short, isn't he?
Yes, he is. That's a very good mark to Steve O'Dwyer. They're very hard to judge. The ball's so high in the air for a fellow so tall. But as you said, Peter, they're the ones he must mark.
He would love John Ironmonger out there, but Ironmonger, of course, has not had the pre-season that he would have desired either. Matt Rendell looking like the walking wounded. Newport. Again, Melbourne get it out of the centre, which they have done probably 75% of times today. Wynn knocks it down for Pert. Matera is the target, but it's going to beat him and also Greg Healy over the line. And on centre wing, it will be thrown back into play. Newport has 20 kicks today. Stephen Stretch has 21. They've certainly been two of Melbourne's best players. Steins and Rendell. Matera, not too much science about that. And another kick off the ground, this time going Melbourne's way. It's out of bounds. And the Demons gaining some meterage. It's about 70 metres around from their goal now. They lead by 13 points with 8 minutes remaining. Steins and Rendell. Pekin. Rendell just can't mark it. Picked up by Armstrong. Back towards half forward, and the mark is taken by Carl Delina, a recruit from South Australia. But the Lions are seeking to add mobility around the packs. Delina, short pass. Melbourne again playing in front. Grinter goes for goal. He's found Johnson instead. Johnson boots it up towards Kapler. Good tackle, Tingay, or was it not a good tackle?
How did he get rid of the ball?
Well, he must have handballed very quickly, and the umpire was in good position, so clever play from Darren Kapler to keep the ball in the first place, and then to make his Melbourne opposition player tackle him when he didn't actually have the ball.
Kapler from 48 metres out.
Good kick.
Going pretty close. Somebody hit the post. I think it was Jimmy Steins. Let it shake it. Give it a nice old touch along.
Not as hard as Lee Matthews, Peter.
No, it didn't break it.
Mind you, it's the goal post, not the point post.
There was a windy hill a few years back. Ball back into play. Lyon gets around his teammate Delina there. Kick dropping short. Melbourne's defenders working overtime. Greg Healy takes the rebound. Rendell, you have to get rid of it quickly, Matt. Delina likewise farms it out to Blakey. Good shepherding from Gale. And his kick is off target. And another behind to the Lions. So it takes the score to 110 to 99. Fitzroy doing it the hard way. Again, the ball back into play. Lovett takes the mark.
Lovett at half back for Melbourne. Time ticking away. Just 6.5 minutes left in this last quarter. Good mark taken by Brockhurst for Fitzroy. So Fitzroy will go back into attack. Brockhurst kick is a high one towards centre half forward. Melbourne have the numbers. Grinter a big punch. Delina on the bottom of the pack. Gets clear. Hand pass is intercepted. Johnson, who's had about 6 kicks in this last term, tremendous player. The ball comes to the rear. Ahern gathers well. Quick kick up into the pocket. Goes over the top of Lyon and Pert. Now Pert back after the game, but he sees it over for a boundary throw-in. It's about 30 metres around from the Melbourne goal. And the Demons hanging on to their lead. They're 110 Fitzroy 99, and 5 3/4 minutes left in this last quarter. Ruck work. Rendell striving hard, even though he's suffering from a bit of cramp. Gets the ball out the back. Gale, left foot kick in the Roos direction. Roos takes the mark. Good use of the body. Roos on centre wing will put Fitzroy into attack. He'll have to move it pretty quickly. Nice long kick into the pocket. McGrath nearly gathers. Now he does. Back it goes to Armstrong. He breaks clear beautifully, Matthew Armstrong. And it's not a bad kick off the wrong side of his body, and Osborne takes the mark in front.
Great play there. Great play from Fitzroy all the way down the ground to Paul Roos. Good long kick. Great control by McGrath then. And then the long kick up to find Richard Osborne, who used his body well, and now has a chance to have a shot for his 7th goal.
Well, I was not critical, but just looking for a little bit more from Richard Osborne at half-time. And what happens? He kicks four goals in the third quarter, and now this could be quite a crucial goal if he can convert. Makes no mistake, kicks his 7th. Difference is only 5 points.
Where do millions of jets, helicopters, planes, trains and trucks go when they're low on fuel? The same place you do. BP. BP on the move.
And Mitsubishi have got the 4-wheel drive Star Wagon. The adventure vehicle with 8 seats.
Mitsubishi dealers are doing these great deals.
And the 4-wheel drive Express. It's made to work.
Okay, really great deals.
And the 4-wheel drive Pajero. 4 times Win Safari winner.
Never been a better time to buy.
And then there's the 4-wheel drive Triton. One of the largest ranges of 4-wheel drive light commercial vehicles.
Great deals all over the country.
Star Wagon, Express,
Pajero,
Triton.
All at your Mitsubishi dealer.
While stocks last.
Whatever shape your dog is, with Meaty Bites, he's in good shape. With Meaty Bites, he's in good shape.
For 5-way nourishment, Meaty Bites with added marrowbone delivers calcium, vitamins, cereals, polyunsaturates and meat protein for a balanced diet.
So whatever shape your dog is, with Meaty Bites, he's in good shape.
Meaty Bites with marrowbone keeps your dog in good shape 5 ways.
Now there's a product to positively reduce oil consumption and exhaust smoking. Wins Charge. The long-chain polymer in Charge boosts oil viscosity. This reduces oil consumption and ugly exhaust smoking. Wins Charge also reduces wear, quiets noisy engines and improves performance. Add Wins Charge to your car's engine today, because when it's Wins, it works. From leading service stations and auto stores.
If you put your money in a bank or a building society, the security is high, but, well, the interest is, you know. If you put your money in stocks and shares, the return could be pretty high, but the security is low. But why stick your neck out? Because if you put your money in an estate mortgage trust, the interest is high and the security is high too. So, what are you waiting for?
Estate mortgage. It's not a bank or a building society. It's even better.
What's new in the world of football? Find out who's hot and who's not on Sports World's Footy Panel, Sunday mornings on 7. The King of the Jungle versus man and his martial arts. Flight 811, the terror that changed people's lives. $10 million lost through the gambling disease. Not a prison breakout, but a break-in for 2 lonely girls. Who will be there next week? Who else but Hinch? 7 o'clock weeknights following 7 nightly news only on 7.
That was Osborne's 7th goal. We're back into the centre again. The next goal is going to be crucial. Less than a kick in it here at the cricket ground. Steins wins that one out. Down goes Blakey. Fitzroy fans looking for a free kick. The umpire thinks otherwise. And it will be a bounce about 3 metres on Melbourne's attacking side of centre.
They like the close ones, Melbourne, don't they, Peter?
You wouldn't want to be suffering from a heart condition supporting them, that's for sure. Knocked down actually by Stretch. Tried to get it to Tingay. It's Pekin, though, that comes out with the ball. Roos Armstrong at right half forward. His target will be Osborne. And he has the chance to put Fitzroy ahead for the first time today if he can boot his 8th goal.
He certainly is an enigmatic player.
Oh, I agreed with at half-time, Ian. There's no doubt that, without being critical of him, he's the player that Fitzroy need to lift, and at times he does give the impression that he's not quite with it, but certainly to finish up with now, it's 8 goals.
Fitzroy are in front. It's a goal. The Lions hit the front with 3 minutes, 47 seconds remaining in the game.
Well, 8 goals, 5 to Richard Osborne, and he's had a pretty hot afternoon. 9 marks, 17 kicks, 1 handball, but 8 goals for a forward. What else can you ask? And I must say, earlier on in the piece, Tony Campbell wasn't playing all that badly.
No, Campbell had 8 marks and 8 kicks, and had been a rock of Gibraltar for Melbourne in the last line of defence.
Stein's going to fall forward. Back into the centre. Fitzroy leading by a point. O'Dwyer and Rendell. The redhead thumps it down. Lions kick 4. That won't be a goal, but it's a good attacking kick. Thumped away by Wind. He stumbles at the crucial moment. Tries to get it to Brockhurst, and the umpire will bounce it right on 50.
He did it well, Jimmy Wind, didn't he?
Oh, did very, very well. We're going to see some great football. There's some really tight, gutsy football now.
Yeah, desperate stuff now. 3.5 minutes left in the game, and both sides striving very hard. It's been an entertaining game right from the start when Melbourne got off to a 5-goal advantage. The ball at half forward for the Demons. Newport can't control the football, and it's rushed over by the Fitzroy defenders about 65 metres around from the Melbourne goal. O'Dwyer, Jimmy Steins, Rendell. Great battle. Rendell gets the ball out. Kick from a standing position. Roos is in good position. Can't mark. Good punch away by Spalding.
Stretch has gone on to Osborne.
Well, maybe the Melbourne supporters might say that's not before time, but who's to know? On centre wing, boundary throw in. Steins and Rendell. What a lion-hearted effort by Matt Rendell. His attitude obviously very much improved from last year. Fitzroy players throwing themselves on the ball. Ross Lyon there. And the umpire will come in and bounce the ball. Time ticking away. 2.5 minutes left. Can Fitzroy hang on? Melbourne have led all day. They trail by a point at the moment. Rendell gets himself in front. Steins gets the tap out. Gale over the top. Here's a chance for Melbourne. Jackson bumped off the football. All players striving hard. Right in front of the umpire. The Fitzroy player goes down. And umpire Snedden will come in and bounce.
And good sportsmanship there by Ricky Jackson too. Bounce on centre wing. Next goal, if in fact there's to be one, will certainly win the match. Armstrong unable to get clear. And I think you said we're going to see some good tough stuff in the next 2 minutes or so. We've seen that. Both sides really throwing themselves at the ball at the moment. Melbourne trying to open it up. Fitzroy trying to close it up. O'Dwyer had a ping at it and missed it. Jackson, Connolly, high ball, Pert the punch. Out it comes to Tingay. Can the rookie win it? That's close. It's a goal, and the Demons have hit back, have they? If it's through, it is. Melbourne by 5 points in a thriller.
Well, Stephen Tingay, won't he be elated then? What a fine effort from the fellow to come on the ground and kick what could be the winning goal. There's still some time left. May not be enough for Fitzroy.
Well, Fitzroy have to get it out of the centre when it comes back. Our clock indicates that there's 1 minute and 6 seconds remaining in the match. It's certainly time for Fitzroy to win it if they're good enough, but they must get it out of the centre now. The most crucial knockout of the day. O'Dwyer underneath it. Doesn't get a good swing at it. Johnson puts Melbourne into attack. That might be curtains for Fitzroy. Wilson going hammer and tong at it. With the Lions defence standing firm, it's driven up towards centre wing position. Grinter, guts and determination. Good tackle, Broderick, and the ball spills clear for the boundary line. Kapler has picked it up.
Tell you what, you said Grinter was guts and determination. What about Kapler?
Yeah, well, even know he was there, didn't he?
Oh, it was tremendous stuff by those two players. Broderick, with just seconds remaining. Now the marking contest at centre half forward for Fitzroy. It comes to the back. Steins, a short kick. Gale, great gather. He backed himself. Kick around the corner to the front of the square. No Fitzroy mark. Chance for Matera. Osborne. crashed to the ground by the Melbourne defence. And they need to get a quick kick to this ruck contest. It's only 25 metres from the Fitzroy goal. Only seconds left in the game. And what a tremendous finish to the first match of the season. No one can really break clear. Chance there for Pekin. Out wide, Matera, hard up against the boundary line. Wally Matera, the siren's gone. It's out of bounds on the full, and Melbourne have won by 5 points.
Well, what a finish it was. Melbourne led by a mile in the first half, and then Fitzroy came back. 2 changes of the lead in time on, and the Demons finished up winning it by 5 points. Lyon kicked 4 goals for Melbourne. For Fitzroy, Osborne kicked 8, Broderick kicked 3, and so did Roos kick 3. But what a moment for Tingay, well, in his first game of football, to kick the winning goal in time on, and the Demons got the points. Terrific finish. We'll be back after the break with highlights of the other matches in round 1 today.
That wasn't. Never thought you'd get rid of your old bus.
Yeah, well, it was all right till you had to carry something. But I'll tell you what, mate. Bit of guts under the bonnet doesn't go astray.
Eh? Oh, much of a muchness these days.
Don't you believe it?
Be with you in a sec.
Okay.
You must be doing all right then.
If I charged like you, I'd be doing a lot better.
So, there you go. Yes. You happy with it?
What do you reckon?
Right now, if you're among the first 100 to buy a Telecom Attaché, the most powerful transportable on the market, you'll also receive a 4-day gold pass to the Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix. But step on it. The offer ends April 5.
Who can you bank on when you're doing your best? When you're getting ahead and it's time to invest? Who can you bank on? Who'll stick around? One minute you're up, the next thing you're down. Who can you bank on when you get on top? To make sure your investments really take off. Who can you bank on? When you're relaxing, with a boat and a rod, and nothing too taxing. Who can you bank on? Who can you trust? You can bank on Westpac. Westpac. You can bank on us.
That is a sweet tune, Sol.
That's my daughter's car.
Daughter's? She uses Castrol GTX?
No, boss.
No?
She uses GTX too.
You mean GTX as well?
No, boss. GTX 2. Young persons only want the latest. GTX 2 is improved, maximizes engine protection, because Castrol's the oil specialist.
That was a close one, Sol.
Improved Castrol GTX 2.
Oils ain't oils. Goils ain't goils.
Some things in life appear to be good, like Grandma, but they're really bad. Like the toasted muesli she eats, it looks good and fills you up, but it's high in fat. And fat is bad, like Grandma. Kellogg's Just Right is just as satisfying with its wheat bran, oats, rye and sultanas, but it's 10 times lower in fat, and that's good. Kellogg's Just Right. Not too heavy, not too light. And that's no fairy tale.
Well, there were some thrillers and some surprises in round 1 of VFL for 1989. No bigger surprise than the match at Princes Park where Carlton went under, absolutely thrashed by Footscray. Let's take a look at the highlights of the other matches today with Peter Donegan.
At Princes Park, Footscray fans gave their side a real chance of causing an upset against Carlton, and so it turned out. Subiaco recruit John Georgiadis took little time to show that the big raps on him were justified with this fine angle goal. And Philip O'Keefe drilled home the Bulldogs' early advantage, finding the target with this snap. And with Terry Wallace dominating the middle and chipping in around goals, Footscray was in full cry early on. After all, it's not too often that anyone can mark over Justin Madden, but Cousins could. The Blues finally got their first through Kernahan, but it took them 23 minutes to do so. The Bulldogs led by 25 points at quarter time, and O'Keefe stretched that lead soon after the break. And with Georgiadis marking everything that came to him and kicking truly from set shots and on the run, Footscray was sailing through to a 7-goal lead at half-time. Carlton did better in the third quarter with 6 goals, but the Scrays kicked 8, perhaps the best of them being when veterans Doug Hawkins and Tony McGuinness combined with Georgiadis, who made no mistake. The Blues' frustration came to a head in the third quarter, and this all-in wrestle resulted in the umpires' notebooks coming out. But the result was not in doubt, and when Georgiadis posted his 8th in the final term, it was Footscray victors by 59 points and plenty of celebration for the Western Oval. Meanwhile, down at Moorabbin, it was a tight early encounter between St Kilda and the Brisbane Bears, with McIver taking advantage of Bowie's mistake. Tony Lockett came back today and did it in style. After that sensational mark, the champion spearhead booted the first of many goals. The Bears led by 19 points after an 8-goal third term, but it was then that the Saints were stung into action. Burke's running goal and another deadly accurate kick by Lockett signalled the beginning of a great comeback by the home side. Not only was St Kilda pouncing on the loose ball, their marking around the ground improved out of sight in the second half. 6 more majors from the Saints in the final term, including Lockett's 9th, set the Saints on the road to their first opening round win in a decade, their margin at the finish being 39 points.
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Brewery 1989 Premiership season.
And this is how the league ladder looks at the moment, with still 2 matches to complete round 1. Footscray with a percentage booster over Carlton on top, St Kilda second, Essendon, Collingwood and Melbourne making up the 5. Reports from today's football, and there are plenty. Kerrison and Starcevic, Collingwood players, reported at VFL Park. Dorotich reported Carlton, and Rod Owen of St Kilda was reported. And let's keep them going. O'Keefe of the Brisbane Bears and Atkins of Footscray. Cousins of Footscray, Dunlop of Carlton was reported twice. And also Wayne Blackwell of Carlton in that big dust-up out there. 2 matches to complete round tomorrow, Sydney and Richmond. And you can see that live tomorrow afternoon, in North Melbourne and Geelong in the replay, that match at the MCG. And at 8:30 tomorrow morning, live from Seattle, Melbourne Tiger Andrew Gaze is the toast of 2 nations as he leads Seton Hall against Duke University in the second semi-final of the US College Basketball Championships. So live basketball action tomorrow morning, and that will go into the football segment of Sports World at about 11 o'clock tomorrow. And then, of course, we go to Sydney for the match between the Swans and Richmond. So a big day on the Australian television network tomorrow. We hope you can join us. Hope you've enjoyed the first replay of the year. Every Saturday night you can
10%. And that's exactly what happened in the first half as we checked the quarter-by-quarter scores, and there was very little in it. North Melbourne kicked poorly in the first quarter for goal, 2 goals 5, but then had a tremendous second quarter when they kicked 9 goals 4 to really come back at Geelong and, in fact, take a 9-point lead. Malcolm Blight, no doubt, would have had plenty to say during the long break. Let's see if it had any effect as we go to the start of the third quarter.
Start of the second half here at the MCG, and North Melbourne, after a 9-goal second quarter, lead by 9 points. Knocked out of the air by Burke, who lost control of things in the second quarter after dominating in the first. Steele loses it. Stephen Hocking on the ground, number 1, who replaced Drum in the selected 20. Up towards half forward, and Stoneham takes the mark. Hocking spent the first half on the bench. Kicked by Stoneham, good distance. Brownless swamped. Jim Cracker back in the back pocket. Good pick up there by Chandler. And the umpire's going to ball this up.
So to start the third quarter, both sides pretty desperate. Keen to get that first goal on the scoreboard. North Melbourne, tremendous fight back in the second term. Up over the top, Burke. Hocking, Cracker, kick off the ground by Scott inside 50 metres, goes through all players. Buckley's a chance. Coming out strong from the last line of defence was Martin. Crashed over the boundary line unfairly was Russell. There's a poor tackle there by the North Melbourne player in Hepburn. Kick up towards full forward, and the mark has been taken. Good judgment by Yates. Perhaps looked as though he was a little unsure there as to what was happening. Always looking at the umpire, but umpire Sheehan pretty close. and saw it as a clean, fair mark to Yates, only 25 metres from goal. Very carefully pops it through.
Well, Mark Yates, it's only his second kick for the game, and has played a fair bit of his football this year in the back line, full back particularly for a while. Now on a wing on Wayne Swass, but not so much lucky, I don't know, there. And he certainly read it quite well, but surprised that the other players didn't get their hands on it. So a good mark and a good goal. Darren Harris now coming to the ruck for North Melbourne. Mark Hepburn going down to full forward.
So the Cats back to within 3 points. Neither ruckman touched that one either, although Harris came out with it. High kick up towards half forward. Ablett gets back in defence. Being booed every time he goes near the ball. Jim Cracker, we believe, reported for striking Ablett earlier on. And his kick there was clever. Couldn't find anybody up the ground, so he gained about 40 metres. And we'll have a throw in on the wing. Ablett actually started at half forward, kicked the first goal of the match. And now back in defence. Jim Cracker loses it. Boss close to the boundary line. Ablett again, couldn't control it. Out of bounds again.
Well, I think the fans are a little unfair booing him. I mean, there's been a bit of jostling done earlier, but boundary throw in. Tim Burke, but Harris over the top, views. Boss gets the kick away between half forward and centre. Punch. Spargo, well tackled by Scott and caught with the football, says the umpire. Scott plays on, takes advantage, runs 20 metres, kicks it 50 into the pocket, and a good mark taken for Geelong by Morgan, and Martin very angry with himself there. Morgan only 20 metres from goal, tight angle, and the opportunity to put Geelong back in front. Punts for goal and puts it through. Good goal to Morgan, and Geelong now lead by 3 points.
Yes, as you called it there, Ian, a good mark by David Morgan. I think Michael Martin a little deceived by Morgan's strength overhead and elected just to put his fist out rather than try and a full thrust, and Scott running right through the centre, taking his full meterage. Michael Martin there not quite as aggressive as he wanted to be. I realise that. I don't think he'll do that again.
Well, Geelong have the first 2 goals of the second half and have hit the front by 3 points. And one thing that Malcolm Blight would be pleased about is that they've had 9 goal kickers. So they're not relying on 1 or 2 players up forward. Hand pass comes back to McCarthy. Skillful, round onto his left boot up towards half forward. Jim Cracker in front. Steal off hands. Nearly gathered. Ran into a brick wall with Schultz. Steal in after it again, and the umpire will ball it up.
Tough football there.
Good from both players, wasn't it?
So North back into attack. They really came back in the third quarter with a 9-goal effort for the term. Hepburn wins the tap, goes to German, can't get boot the ball. Back he goes to Larkin. Whoop, high tackle. Oh, Clarkson. The umpire doesn't pay a free kick. And Scott takes it away over the top to Troy. Well, that's a hot one. Troy up towards centre half forward. Dumped out, comes to Couch at the back. McCarthy. And a good mark low to the ground taken by Gary Hocking.
Certainly was a good mark by Hocking. And he's kicked towards half forward. Nearly a mark to Russell. Free kick anyway, I would say. The North Melbourne player perhaps running straight at Wayne Russell. He stood his ground. No, it's going back to Troy. Troy's short pass. Looking for Brownless. Punched away. Brownless goes after it again. Helped out by Russell. Russell's hand pass just a little too long. Chance for Yates. Gets it off to Hocking. Good teamwork. Boss is on the end of it. Boss's left foot kick to the front of the square. Good punch away. Chance for Tim Burke. From a standing start goes bang and misses.
Well, a couple of indifferent decisions there. One on the North Melbourne forward line, which was fairly obvious, we all thought. Wasn't paid. And a not so obvious one given to Geelong. So varying opinions from the umpire.
Ackley's kick in. Clarkson can't take the mark. Fight for it at ground level. And they force a ball up. About 55 metres out from goal. Geelong in attack. Geelong leading 79-75. 19 and a half minutes left in the third quarter. Burke palms, but it comes straight down to German. Kick to centre wing, beats Adler out.
You touched on before, Ian, about Ablett receiving the boos of the crowd as such. I think the better the opposition player, the more he's booed by the various opposition supporters.
Boss does the ruck work. Ablett miraculously gets through and gets his kick away. Oh, what a mark! Stoneham has to be the most improved player in the VFL competition in the last 12 months. Barry Stoneham, short kick towards Brownless. Schwass, hand pass back to Ackley. Ackley kicks it 55 metres out, close to the boundary line at half back. Good contest between Larkin and Couch, and the ball goes over for another throw-in. Stoneham, what a player. Centre half forward. Tim Burke gets himself in front. Harris over the top, perhaps interfered with Burke. That was the way the umpire saw it. And the free kick will go to the beanpole Geelong ruckman.
Well, he's come back a bit in this quarter. He was right out of it in the second turn.
So it's been a good debut, hasn't it?
He's done well.
3 marks, 8 kicks.
Kicks the ball high towards centre half forward, and a good mark to Russell. Advantage of putting yourself in front. He'll have to kick from just outside the 50-metre line, but can kick the football. Oh, magnificent drop punt. Right to the line, it's a goal.
Where do millions of jets, helicopters, planes, trains and trucks go when they're low on fuel? The same place you do. BP. BP on the move.
You're looking sharp, you're looking good, you've come so far. We know how to make the most of who you are. Father to son, it's what we've always done. Gillette, the best a man can get. On so many faces, it's plain to see. We give you all we have to give, for all a man can be. Where the race is run, you're the champion. Gillette, the
Gillette Contour Plus with lubricating strip for the best a man can get.
the best a man can get.
Bowl.
Dole.
No, bowl. Zeta. Thank you. His English hasn't improved. Nuts.
Nubs.
Very good. Planter's nuts. Very delicious.
Planker's nubs. Very nudicious.
Excellent.
Planker's nubs. Very nudicious.
I hate it when he does that.
At the Melbourne Big, we believe there are better ways to do things. We leave listings open for months longer to make the most up-to-date buying guide available. We keep in touch with our customers to stop dead listings. We combine classifications and use bigger print to make the book easier to use. We didn't have to be Einsteins to know how to list all Melbourne's businesses in one volume. We might not look big, but when it comes to big thinking, we outweigh the heavyweight every time. The Melbourne Big. We're too smart to be thick.
Good afternoon, and coming up in 7 Nightly News at 6 o'clock, our investigation into John Frederick uncovers more startling details of embezzlement under his real name of Frederick Hohenberger. And 6 people feared dead as widespread flooding takes its toll in southern Queensland and northern New South Wales. Also the day's major sport when Kate Dunstan joins me at 6, right after the football.
7 Nightly News, 6:30. Hinch at 7. Weeknights on 7.
The Cats would have had a rev up from Malcolm Blight at half-time, and they've kicked 3-1 to nothing. Jim Cracker. But on his own at centre half-back is Buse. Hughes up towards the wing. Stoneham comes from behind, knocks down. Yates gathers the ball. Have to go and get it again. And passes backwards. Ablett does well. Couch, beautiful turn, beautiful pass. Morgan at half forward, 60 metres out. 50. Big kick, but way offline.
He really strived to get distance with that, didn't he?
He overkicked.
Went way offline. Yep. Bit unfortunate. Over exuberance, I guess.
Yes, I think he saw the goals in front of him and wanted to put it right through into the stand.
We tend to get a bit carried away in those situations. German with the football in the back pocket. Nice looking kick by Peter German. Out towards half back. Attempted kick by Boss is picked up by Harris, and Harris thumps it towards half forward for North Melbourne. Where are the crumb gatherers? They're all in the Geelong Guernseys. This time it's Steve Hocking, and he comes clear and kicks Geelong back into attack. Punch away by the North Melbourne defenders. Law fumbles, but he's quick to recover. Gets the kick away. Steele. High ball towards half forward. Fairley. Good mark. Stands his ground and takes a one grabber inside 50 metres.
A good shepherding by Mark Hepburn to stop Ian Fairley being interfered with by a Geelong player.
So Fairley, high one into the 10-metre square, no mark. Good punch by Schultz. Comes to the front. Larkin can't break the tackle. Hand pass wide to Smith. Smith snaps for goal and kicks his second. And North Melbourne just make a little bit of a comeback.
Well, it was a fine punch away by the Geelong defence, but it ran almost 30 metres wide of the goal square to Matthew Larkin, who just waited that extra